Alright, guys, we are back. We have a familiar face, Kyle Wiegel, on Bloomless Titan on the left, and we have Tyler Claypole, the turtle, on the right. He's playing Merfolk. Ow! I shouldn't have taken off my shoes. Alright, let's see.
Should just had me stomp.
Yeah, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Alright, Tyler has Island, Aethervile, Lord, Flooded Strand, Lord. Like, I don't know. It's good. It's good.
He's got, like, basically, Temple of Mystery. Kyle, you're my hero.
Go Noah Bradley.
Because I love me some temples. A lot of people think that they're a little bit too slow for Modern. If you're playing a combo deck, I think they're just...
Adnos plays it.
I played in Saheeli Rai.
The prison deck.
My prison deck plays it. Like,
yeah. All right, so Tyler, Temple Mystery pass. Tyler goes Island into Aethervile. Did he scry top or bottom?
He topped it, so it was this Ancient Stirrings.
Okay, so he kept the Ancient Stirrings. Now he's stir the pot. And
yeah.
Slaughter Pact, Summoner's Pact, blue card.
Look like Serum Visions.
And then
land. 2 lands.
Ghost Quarter Breeding Pool? No.
Ghost Quarter.
I think it's the Breeding Pool.
Or is that the...
No, because they don't... Oh, it's Girl Turf. Okay. Yeah, they don't normally play Breeding Pool in this deck.
No, they usually play the Simic Growth Chamber.
Yeah. Okay.
All right,
so Ghost Quarter and pass. He does have the option to Ghost Quarter that island. I'm not sure that's a great
Seems
play.
Loose.
Seems real loose. All right, so Tyler draws Marrow Reejery. He's going to play Polluted Delta.
I know that's not your Polluted Delta.
It is not. He actually, so this is my Merfolk deck that Tyler always borrows. And we decided to try a new list where it splashes white. And I put a bunch of fetch lands, Wonderwine hubs, and a singleton Hollowed Fountain. And he took out my Japanese Polluted Delta, and he put in his foil Polluted Delta.
Blasphemy.
All right, so Tyler's going to fetch from 20 down to 19 to grab an island.
And he's probably going to play a Lord.
Which one? I normally start with the Lord of Atlantis, because I like to pretend it's 1993.
That white-bordered one is the one you should lead on.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. I like revised cards.
No.
Master. He does not have a Curse Catcher in hand, correct?
But guess what? Kyle doesn't have an island.
Oh, you know what's real good in this matchup that Tyler has in his hand? Harbinger of the Tides.
Yeah, that's
because after he uses all his resources to make that Primeval Titan ridiculous, he can just vial in that Harbinger.
As you bounce it back to your hand.
Boom.
So we have an Explorer. He drew a card. He's got 2 land drops now.
Use the die, Kyle. Use the die. Radiant Fountain. Kyle goes up to 22. Hello, Petru6.
Hello. Thank you for coming. Unfortunately, joining us right in our 4th round, but we still have at least 2 games here.
At least. Unless one of these players is just so demoralized by their game 1 loss that they concede the second one. I have not seen that happen on camera yet.
I haven't ever seen it happen on camera. I mean, I've seen it happen to my opponent at a old school PTQ.
Yep.
Where my opponent fetched after keeping his 7, and then I revealed 4 archive traps.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fair.
He then scooped up his cards, signed the slip, left the entire tournament. It was only round 3, mind you. And he's like, I can't handle this today.
Okay, so Tyler is going to play Flooded Strand, cast Lord of Atlantis, declare Master of the Pearl Trident an attacker, violin a second Lord of Atlantis, and take hit for 4, taking Kyle down to 18. And keep in mind, even though all these creatures have Island Walk, and Kyle does have 2 lands that tap for blue, he currently has 0 islands. Correct. And I believe there are 0 islands in his deck.
That's not your Hollowed Fountain either.
No, it's not my Hollowed Fountain. He's got this foil thing. It's fine. He's playing with it, not me. Tyler's going to fetch from 19 down to 18, so we're at parity.
I'm a firm believer if it's foil, they should all be foil.
Or
at least mostly foil.
Yeah, I don't foil. I like to have a few foils, but I'm not the type of person to foil out an entire deck.
Right. I'm just saying as far as, if it's a deck that you play regularly, and,
For me, all my cards have to be Japanese, so if I were going to also foil them, that triples, quadruples the price of all the cards, so not a good decision for me.
Tyler shuffling his hand feverishly.
He's got a pretty strong hand.
Yeah, he may be able just to win this next turn. If I mapped it correctly.
I mean, like, he has 12 power in play.
Plus, he has 2 Mirror Regeries.
So, and he'll get to put both Mirror Regeries in play. Yeah, he has lethal.
Yeah.
So, Kyle most likely, other than possibly Slaughter Pact, which he can't play right now, has no mainboard ways to interact with Tyler's board.
Right. I don't think there's much in the way of...
He can search for the Slaughter Pact with that Teleria West, but
that's not what you really want to do, though.
Yeah, he doesn't have a
now,
black source.
There's a chance that I don't know if those far right cards, but they kind of look like a Hive Mind, but maybe it's not enough mana. Teleria West,
okay.
transmuting 4. Now, if he goes against a Slaughter Pact, he also has to find a black source.
And he's already used his land drop for the turn, so unless he has, and he doesn't have a green to like follow up with an Explore either to play a black source.
So he's just gonna get the Pact of Negation.
So he'll get to like maybe counter. Yeah, but still, then he gets to violin the other one, which means he's gonna attack for 15.
Yeah, and it's gonna bring Kyle back down to
3.
No, Kyle went back up to 20 after he replayed that Radiant Fountain.
Oh yeah, my bad.
So.
Okay, so
we pass the turn back. Tyler's gonna play
Wonderwine Hub, reveal Mirror Regery.
He's gonna show him what he does.
Yeah, he needs to read it.
Reading. He's like, okay, cool. He's like, I'm gonna counter that. I don't care. Oh.
Well, I mean, like, if I think he's dead either way, because let's say Tyler did cast the Mirror Regery, Kyle counters it, then he has to tap out on his turn to pay for the pact, and then he's just dead on Tyler's
Yeah, I think
turn.
he's just dead no matter what. Here.
Yeah, this looks like.
Did Tyler remember to tick up his vial though?
I don't know. It's
you know what? Tyler actually just played it safe. He just chose not to. He kept the vial on 2.
Yeah.
So that way, if
he has Harbinger.
He has Harbinger.
Oh,
so
good play, Tyler.
I give it to you, Tyler. That was never mind. This is game, as I believe there's a Summoner's Pact. Okay, you have a Harbinger. Cool.
He does have a Summoner's Pact.
Yep. Now we both cast Summoner's Pact.
So as we explained earlier, Hive Mind is an enchantment that copies every spell played. So when Kyle casts Summoner's Pact, Tyler will also put a copy of Summoner's Pact on the stack. And Summoner's Pact says at your next upkeep, you have to pay 2 and 2 green, or you lose the game, which Tyler cannot do.
So Tyler doesn't have a green creature in his deck.
Let alone double.
So he doesn't get to search his library. He could shuffle and search.
He could. Because Tyler does get to cast a copy of Summoner's Pact.
I would look just to make sure that.
Just to make sure you don't have any 2 Elvish Spirit Guides.
Or a Cure's Follower, because that's a green creature. And that's a Merfolk. If
he already has an Elvish Spirit Guide in his hand, and he gets to search for another Elvish Spirit Guide, he could live.
And you died, because you drew your card.
Yeah. I mean,
and you didn't pay for
he had lost anyway. But I gotta say, Tyler played that very well, because he had lethal anyways. Over 2 turns. He didn't have to play the Mirror Regery and get it countered.
Exactly.
So this way he got to leave the vial on 2, keep the Harbinger of Tides in his hand, play around a Primeval Titan kill. But Kyle just had the Hive Mind.
So at that point, do you even reveal the fact that you have the Mirror Regery in your hand? I probably wouldn't.
Yeah, probably not. But, I mean, still, other than that, I think Tyler played that very well. And we have Kyle Wiegel on Bloomless Titan up a game over Tyler Claypole on Merfolk. So, let's keep in mind also that Tyler almost won that game without casting a single Spreading Seas, which is probably his best card in this matchup.
Yeah, Spreading Seas is really, really good. Kyle's looking at Grafdigger's Cage to see if it does anything.
I'm thinking in my head that Spreading Seas is really good, but then again, any bounce land that Kyle plays just negates the Spreading Seas.
Right, exactly. So I think what becomes really good is you don't play it in your version, so obviously it's not in Tyler's deck.
Seas Claim?
It's the Seas Claim version. It's where you have basically 8 Stone Rains in the deck.
But, no, because Seas Claim, because he can still, bounce whatever...
But it's still going to slow him down.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because then he has 8 of those effects instead of 4.
Right. So it means Kyle has to spend that turn bouncing that land back to his hand to get access back to it.
Right.
And that's not really what the Bloom Titan wants to be doing when it's trying to make as much mana as possible. It wants to have those Kiru bounce lands.
Right.
As opposed to having just like, oh man, I've got an island. This stinks.
So it looks like Kyle's bringing in engineered explosives.
He was looking at Fire Spout. Don't know how good that is. He was looking at Pyroclasm.
Okay.
Seems. Atarka doesn't really do anything.
I mean, it could. It just depends on when it comes down.
Right.
The same thing with Fire Spout.
This is another game though that we saw Kyle just pull from what we thought was a loss.
It's basically a replay of his game against Tim, where he's dead on board. Oh yeah, Hive Mind.
Yeah, I win the game. So Kyle just kind of proving tonight that nobody really remembers how to play against this deck by playing the old Hive Mind.
That's true, but also like, I think Tim and Tyler both played correctly.
Oh, I totally agree that they both played to their outs the best way they can. But the Bloomless Titan deck, if you're not prepared for it, it's just going to steamroll you.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not a whole lot of decks that are going to be able to, stop you from doing these sort of things.
And people, like, almost no one plays this deck anymore, so no one's building their deck in a way so that they can interact with it. Like, back when this was the deck, like, every deck that could have 4 Fulminator Mages had 4 Fulminator Mages. And now, like, Jund maybe doesn't even play any anymore. Like, sometimes they play some, but it's
maybe
not,
1 or 2.
Yeah, it's not mandatory that you play any, and you're probably not playing 4. Like, honestly, I see it more out of the Court of Calling decks than I do out of the Jund and Obzon decks.
The big boom bust decks are gone.
Oh yeah,
like that was a lot of fun to play against Bloom Titan.
Ghost Quarters are still around, but when's the last time you saw anyone play a Tectonic Edge?
I can honestly say I haven't seen a Tectonic Edge since before Summer Bloom was banned.
Yeah,
and even then,
it wasn't a lot because it was kind of slow.
Right. So this was probably back before. What was the ban prior to Summer Bloom?
Prior to Summer Bloom was Pod.
Was that the Pod ban?
Pod was banned, and then Summer Bloom was banned.
Okay, so it had to have been right around the Pod banning. Was the last time I actually saw Tech Edges, but that's because we had a lot of control matchups at the time.
They were mostly targeting Celestial Colonnades.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So there wasn't a whole lot of I'm going to destroy your land kind of things.
I mean, Tectonic Edge has kind of made its way out of the format where, like, previously when...
It's still too slow.
Yeah, previously when American Control was, like, probably the best deck with Shahir Sarani... Yeah. Or not Shahir... Oh. I'm completely losing my mind.
I don't...
Beat Reduke in the Finals of Worlds. Shahar Shehinhar
yes.
Winning Worlds with American Control.
The second time he won Worlds.
Yeah, the second time. And Sean McLaren winning the Pro Tour Born of the Gods with American Control. Right. Back when that was the best deck, quote-unquote. There are a lot of Tectonic Edges because the format was much slower.
Right.
And then
Twin kind of popped up.
Yeah.
Became the best thing. Splinter. That was also Summer Bloom and Twin got banned at the same time, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, right around that time.
Because they banned it right before the Pro Tour because they didn't want the Pro Tour to be all Splinter Twin.
Right.
Because it would have been.
You're right. It absolutely would have been because it was the best deck at the time.
Yep. After Pod was banned, Twin was pretty much undeniably the best. After Pod was banned and Summer Bloom was banned, then Twin was pretty much undeniably. All right, so we got Tyler on the play, Island into Curse Catcher. Curse Catcher can be relevant.
Right. I think that Bloom was actually the best deck that nobody was playing.
When Pod was still legal?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was fast enough to complete with Pod, because Pod could have Infinite Life turn 3 pretty reliably.
Right.
And that's, I guess that still loses to Hive Mind, but...
I think it could be turn 3 Hive Mind.
Phantasmal Image on Curse Catcher.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, okay, so Tyler's going to swing in for 1.
Tyler's on a very interesting plan here.
He may have a weak hand.
It may be. It looks like it's land heavy, but it looks like he didn't want to mulligan against a hand that's...
With a Path to Exile.
That we probably knew that was going to keep 7.
He looks like he has 3 lands and a Path to Exile.
And he doesn't have an untapped white source that can come into play. thanks to him only having the hub.
No, he's got a fetch
Oh,
land.
okay, he does have a fetch land.
So he can get a Hallowed Fountain.
But what does Kyle play here?
Yeah,
that does
okay, so
anything?
he has Wander One Hub, Misty Rainforest, Island, Path to Exile.
Return the Teleria West back to my hand. Then play a Serum Brilliance. I don't know what Tyler's expecting to really do with these particular with these cards here. With I guess the Curse Catchers. I guess
he probably just kept because of the Path to Exile.
Right. So there's the Wonderland Hub. For those of you who don't know, it's part of a land cycle that came out in Lorwyn.
The Tribal Lands.
The Tribal Lands. There's this one. There's a fairy one.
The blue-black Secluded Glen is
Secluded
fairies.
Glen. Yeah.
Ancient Amphitheater Red-White is Giants.
Yep.
Blue or green-black, I forget what it's called, is Elves.
Yeah.
And red-black is Goblins.
Right.
They are lands.
The Hovel or whatever.
Auntie's Hovel?
Auntie's Hovel, possibly?
Yeah. So they're a cycle of lands that they're untapped dual lands that you cannot fetch for, but when they come into play, they reveal you to reveal a creature of that specific type, or they come in tapped. So they're actually, like, in the right deck, they're super powerful.
Right. I don't know if I really like those cards. I've never been a huge fan of them.
I think in their tribal decks, they're kind of ridiculous. Like, I mean, 9 times out of 10, you're always going to have a creature to reveal to them.
Now, is Kyle going on the 0/1 plant beatdown?
I have seen people kill with that plant token.
That would be possibly one of the best ways to kill somebody that I've seen in a while.
Best of Four Horsemen live moment. It'd be the first best of Four Horsemen live.
Yeah,
moment.
we may have to we have to actually go through and look through our archives.
Yeah.
We don't
have to go back to Nick Leitner and his White Sun Zenith.
Oh yeah,
that'd be the first one.
Now see, here's how much mana does he have available?
I was not counting,
because I would actually probably counter that Ancient Stirrings if I was Tyler.
Did he? Oh, from the Curse Catchers.
Right, I would totally counter that.
Well, of course, you have to. That's Tyler's whole board. There's those 2 Curse Catchers.
I'd still sacrifice the Phantasmal Image one. Like, I understand that it's the whole board.
Yeah.
Also, Kyle's down to 17 from taking 2 from the 2 Curse Catchers. I'd probably still just because it's so powerful right here.
Yeah.
Like, you saw, he's just going to get another land, and he's just going to continue to incur value off of.
I guess he does have the Mutavault left over.
Right, so.
Did he have something to leave open that he didn't attack with that Mutavault?
I think he was just trying to bluff something.
Okay. Maybe
so it looks like here comes Master Waves.
Master Waves is okay here. He's going to get 3 tokens.
Or you're going to fire up the Mutavault.
I like Master Waves. You just got to build as fast a clock as possible.
Right. So he would get Master for 3. Not particularly the greatest.
I mean, but that means his next turn he has a significant clock.
Right. Maybe Tyler wants to leave the path open.
Okay, so he's going to attack for 2, take Kyle from 17 down to 15.
Right.
Because he's going to add 8 power to the board if he...
Okay, so he's just going to do it post-main.
Okay.
Second main phase.
Yeah, so he's going to add 8 power. On his next turn, he can attack for 12.
Yep, here comes the Squirtle Squad.
And if he draws the Lord, then Kyle's dead.
Right. I mean, he already has a Lord for his Mutavault, another Lord for his actual Merfolks.
Yes.
Like, actually...
So he'll attack for 13 on his...
Right.
Yeah.
But the Lord... He needs either a Lord... There's...
Although, Kyle does have a blocker. I keep forgetting.
Well, he has a path.
Yeah, he has the path. He has the path for the blocker. So if he draws path and a Lord, then Kyle's dead.
Right. So
unless Kyle just wins here,
which
this is what the deck does.
Looks like that's what. Okay, so he's made a bunch of mana, floated it, bounced Teleria West back to his hand. Okay, maybe not.
Kyle's got this is a very complicated deck to play.
Kyle pilots it very, very well. I remember when he first picked up Summer Bloom, the Bloom Titan deck. He struggled a bit for it, but
well, I mean, everybody who just picks it up struggles. It's very difficult. To
we've
play.
had luckily we've had a lot of different players here at the store that have played this deck.
Kazu, Reha, Wyatt,
Seth.
Yeah, I forgot. Seth had it built for a long time.
Yeah, this was Seth's first deck.
Yeah.
For Modern.
Yep.
So he floated the mana from the Tolaria West, played the Simic Growth Chamber, bounced the Tolaria West back to his hand, is now transmuting the Tolaria West. The Tolaria West says
the transmute for 0.
Transmute for 0. For those of you who don't know what transmute does, it says that you can search your library for a card with this converted mana cost.
Which for Tolaria West
is 0 because it's a land. There's a lot of different transmute cards. Not a lot of them see play. Tolaria West saw the most play, I believe.
It used to see play also in Legacy in the Old Lands build that played blue.
So that doesn't really see much play anymore. And then Muddle the Mixture sees limited play in Modern and in Legacy.
Those are really the only ones that I can't. I'm struggling to think of another transmute card.
I can't think of any off the
transmute artifact. Not really.
No. I mean
that is.
I do like transmute artifacts.
It's kind of. It's not a transmute card, but it's
exactly.
Kind of,
So Tyler read the engineering explosive. Looks like it's an engineering explosive for 0.
Yeah, because that's gonna cut his clock in half basically, because it's gonna kill all the tokens. Although he's not able to do it for 4. I was gonna say if he could do it for 4 and crack it, he killed the master, which would also kill the tokens. But he's not able. That would take 6 mana. Okay, so Tyler's going to play an island and ask to look at the Tolaria West in Kyle's graveyard. And then, so Tyler has Spreading Seas, Path, Wanderwine Hub in hand.
So after looking up Transmute, looks like it was strictly just a Dimir ability.
Yeah, it was their keyword, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like things like Dimir Infiltrator had it, like.
Tyler's going to cast Spreading Seas, targeting one of Kyle's Simic Growth Chambers. Kyle's going to float the mana in response.
He's probably just going to go ahead and blow up the tokens here.
Yeah, he's probably going to use the floating mana.
And then he's going to Spreading Seas the other Simic Growth Chamber.
So even though Tyler's going to lose a significant portion of his board, like that was a strong.
So Tyler actually it actually just drew him into a Lord.
Yeah,
which he can't use at the moment.
No, but it's going to help him repair his board after this EE goes off.
So Kyle still has the 2 floating.
Yeah, so I think he's looking at blowing up this EE before Tyler moves to combat.
Right.
Which is what's happening.
Right, because if not, he'll lose the mana.
Yeah.
So it's going to kill the tokens. It kills the Cleany Heart token.
As well, yeah. But, I mean, that's okay.
So now Tyler's going to get in there for 4, bringing Kyle down to 11.
Yep.
Right. Yep. Okay.
Yep. That is what's happening.
I think Tyler had a bit of a misplay on the way he tapped his mana there,
because he can't leave up Path to Exile now.
Right. He should have just left open the Path mana. Spreading Seas is not a double blue spell.
The Spreading Seas, he should have used a Island Immune Vault.
My God, were those Spreading Seas great for him?
Oh yeah, because Kyle
just drew Ugin.
Oh, yeah, that's real good. I think we would have seen if Kyle could have played Ugin this turn. I think it'd be 2-0 Kyle.
Yeah.
All right, so he's gonna replay Canal Garden and get another token.
Yep, the super copying the garden.
That might be it.
I think that's all he has in his hand.
He just has lands and
Ugin,
and he's already used his land for the turn.
Looks like there may be another spell. There's 2 summoners packs.
Okay, so he does have a pact, but he only has 4. Is that Vesuva a?
It's a garden.
Oh, it's a garden. So he only has 4 mana to work with, so he can't get.
So he's gonna go get the.
Okay. Oh, okay. He's gonna get a Zusa, and then he has 2 more land drops.
Right. So then what he's gonna do? He's gonna play a Karoo land, bounce one of those lands that has a Spreading Seas on his hand,
and then play that one and bounce the other one to make both the Spreading Seas falls off.
Yep.
And then Tyler's Tarmogoyf will have a +1 for the enchantments.
Yes. Because that's how magic works.
Yep.
Because, Tarmogoyf's a blue creature, if you guys didn't know.
Basically.
He should be, anyways.
No, he shouldn't. Oh my god, he shouldn't.
Yes, he should. What there shouldn't be is a blue spirit guide.
Oh, or a blue blood moon.
Yeah, I'd play the hell out of that.
That'd be so bad.
3 mana, turn all your lands into islands.
Just like Ranger up. Or actually, no. Kyle did not do that.
Okay, well. He's like...
He just played out the rest of the lands
He's
in
like,
his hand.
I don't care. Like, I'm just... So,
I guess it didn't bother him.
So, Tyler looks like he's just going to go ham here. Fire up the Mutavault. Play the Lord out of his hand.
And then go in. Because he's got islands, so is Kyle dead here?
Maybe. I don't think so, though. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Path of Azusa.
Okay, so he's just not going to play the Lord?
Does he? He definitely has. No, it's a Silvergill adept.
No, he has a Lord in his hand, too, though.
I'm
almost positive that he does.
I would think if he did, he would have played it, but...
So he's going to attack for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay.
I'm almost positive he has a...
No, it's a Wanderline Hub and Silvergill adept.
Oh, all right.
So yeah, this is right. All right, so Tyler's going to attack for 6.
4, 5, 6. Yep. Let's bring Kyle down to 5. Unless Kyle decides to block... Probably block the Mutavault.
Yep. Okay.
Take 4.
Go down to 7.
Yep. Will Tyler be able to steal this game and force a game 3?
He's looking okay now.
I think that's going to happen, though, because Kyle has to pay for the pact.
Yeah.
So, I was going to say, here comes Ugin. But I forgot about the pact here.
Yeah.
So, if Tyler draws a Lord, this game's over.
Yeah.
Right? No, 3, 4, 5.
And if he draws...
Actually, he just has lethal on board.
Yeah, he does. With the Mutavault, he does.
Correct.
Or no, he has 6.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, I keep forgetting that. That Master Waves buffs the Mutavault. Yeah.
Okay,
so
and here comes the scout. There's the scout. Tyler's like, what is this card?
What is this Naga warrior that you're playing against me? Snakes.
So silly.
Least respected tribe in Matt? No, probably Homerids.
Homunculi. Oh, well. Windmill slam that, Tyler.
Okay, go. Deploy Master.
Just show it to him.
Don't slow roll him. Just show it to him.
Just show it to him.
Tyler's building Storm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fire up your Mutavault. Leave your path open. There you go. Turn things sideways.
He's doing it. All right. Mutavault.
Okay.
Attacks. Kyle dead. Game 3. Okay. Tyler Turtle Claypole ties it up. We are having a game 3 between Kyle Wiegel on the right on Bloomless Titan and Tyler Claypole on the... I think Kyle on the left, Tyler on the right on Merfolk.
I think Tyler there was a little bit apprehensive of just turning things sideways, just in case Kyle had a response, but I think that comes from Tyler not knowing the deck that Kyle is actually on.
Yeah, this might have been the first time Tyler's played against it. I was thinking about that turn where we said that Kyle should have picked up his growth chambers to make those spreading seas fall off.
Right.
And I still think he should have done that, but it wouldn't have mattered because he still had to pay for that pact. Right. So he still wouldn't have been able to cast Ugin on that following turn.
I'd forgotten about that, but because I forgot that he went and got the Azusa.
Right.
But with the Summoner's Pact. But I still think that was still the right play because then he still would have had the mana available.
Yeah, no, I think he just missed that.
Yeah.
So it looks like both their players are reconsidering their sideboards. I'm sure Tyler is thinking, like, what am I supposed to do here?
Yeah, I don't think there's much that he can do.
He has Spell Pierces. I don't know.
Spell Pierces don't do much when the deck makes a billion mana.
Yeah, when your big business spells cost 0.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, he probably just has all of his Merfolk in his deck plus Path to Exiles and calls it a day.
Right. I'd like to say thank you for the 20 viewers that we have today. We really appreciate you guys tuning in instead of watching the plethora of other options that you have on Twitch.
I don't think there's a big tournament or anything tonight, though.
I don't think there is, but there's tons of other things that people could watch.
Kenji's on.
Kenji is on, or I think he's hosting somebody else.
He was. I don't know. His channel was up.
So, we do appreciate, with all the other options that you had out in the world, you chose us, and we appreciate that a lot.
Probably just looking to watch some Modern.
Yep.
I would imagine that is the case. And if you're just tuning in, I am Ryan O'Loughlin. With me is Ryan Wolf. We are broadcasting from Four Horsemen Comics and Gaming in the Morgantown Mall in Morgantown, West Virginia. With two other great locations. We have one in downtown Waynesburg, Pennsylvania, and a newly opened store in the Meadowbrook Mall in Clarksburg, West Virginia. And then we have two great players here that are shuffling up for the final game of the final round of the night. We've had 4 rounds of Modern here at our 6:30 FNM.
We've had some pretty good Magic.
We have some great games.
Definitely something that we're gonna have to look into and maybe make a highlight reel to show you guys instead of our standard. We'll be back.
Yeah, best of Four Horsemen live. We're not taking that from anybody.
Yeah, not at all. Cedric, don't sue us.
Yeah, lost another sponsor. We're not taking that from anybody either.
Yeah.
All right, so Kyle's gonna draw his 7. In our last game of the night, I'd like to see both players keep 7.
I think Tyler kept 7, but it was a poor 7 last time.
No, he mulliganed to 6 and kept it because of the path.
Is that Sig?
Sig River God? Spicy! I wasn't gonna say anything just in case he drew it, but yeah, we put a Sig River Guide in there. Why not?
Doesn't Sig tap things down?
No, he has an activated ability for 1 and a white. It says target Merfolk gains protection of a color of your choice till end of turn.
Oh, that's cool.
Not particularly relevant in this matchup,
but still cool.
Still cool. Maybe he'll get to send his Master of Waves through a Primeval Titan by giving it pro green for the kill.
So then it'll have pro green, pro red.
Pro green, pro red attack for the kill. Maybe Kyle will have an Atarka and he'll just be like right through it.
He'd be like,
so
I can't die from this.
Both players kept. Kyle leads on Teleria West, pass to Tyler, plays Island, passes back. Kyle plays Sim and Growth Chamber, bounces Teleria West. Tyler plays Wonderwine Hub, revealing
Sig. He's gonna,
which Kyle did not read. Spreading Seas on the Growth Chamber.
Yep.
Draws Aether Vial late to the party.
I always draw it. As my first draw after, if I'm on the play.
Yeah, that's how I am with ley lines.
Or my second draw of the game if I'm on the draw.
Yeah. So Kyle uses his Island to cast Amulet of Vigor.
Right, and then he's gonna play a Radiant Fountain to gain 2 life.
Yep. Kyle Wiegel is up to
that
22.
That tells me is that Kyle doesn't have a bounce land there, which is fine.
Yeah. He's not out of this game in any way.
Right.
Tyler has no board.
Exactly. So Tyler's gonna play a land. Looks like he's going to go ahead and play Sig.
Probably Lord into Vial.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the case. All right, so he's...
Now, do you play the Lord there, or do you just play the Sig? Just to kind of, So if Kyle has a creature, you can just
if I was playing against Jund, I would play Sig, hoping that baits out a removal spell. But playing against this deck, I think you just play your fastest route to victory, which is the Lord.
Okay, but the Lord is still going to get... The Sig's still going to get pumped from...
Yeah, but if you successively draw Lords, you only want to play the Lords.
Right. And it looks like that's what Tyler's exactly been doing, is just drawing Lord after Lord.
He's got a Marrow Regery, a Lord of Atlantis, Sig, a Spreading Seas, and a Harbinger of Tides.
Right.
So he's got a pretty low.
But I think the last 3 ones he's drawn
have been Lords.
Yeah,
and deck plays so many.
So I think Tyler's trying to figure out exactly where that Spreading Seas goes. It doesn't go back to your hand, Tyler. It just goes to the graveyard. Okay, Ancient Stirrings. Here we go.
Stir the pot.
Now, Kyle's probably looking for another Amulet here, or another bounce land. So he finds a bounce land. Looks like a Teleria West, 2 Ancient Stirrings, and I can't tell what the last card is.
I'm not sure, to tell you the truth. But he takes a Teleria West.
Right.
The pot has been stirred. Teleria West is in Kyle's hand.
So looks like we're gonna pass it back to Tyler.
Yeah, which is Tyler could deploy as many as 3 creatures on this next turn. if he draws a curse catcher, he can play as many as 3 creatures here.
Right. I think he needs a fourth land though.
Well, he does have a.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Okay. So charge counter on Aether Vial. Tyler draws, plays an island. He's not going to be 3 creatures, but it's going to be close.
I'd probably just play the Reejerey here, right? That way you can
because then on your next turn you can start untapping the vial.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's an argument for that.
So I think Tyler's trying. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, you can play the Reejerey.
Yep.
Yep.
And then it makes the Lord a 3/3. So that's somewhat relevant.
Yep. So sending it in, Kyle's down to 19.
Exactly. So this allows Tyler to activate the vial next turn on 2, put it in, cast the Sig from his hand,
Untap the vial, and
untap the vial, or untap the White Source.
Yeah.
To keep up Path. Or he can tap down.
Plus Sig's ability.
Right.
We're gonna bring up Sig River
Guy. So it does. It leaves Tyler in a pretty good position here, I think. Maybe Kyle will be able to find something to do. Looks like so he plays the Thragtusk.
Thragtusk is pretty good. Kyle goes from 19 up to 24. I've got Sig River Guide up on the screen there for you guys. He is a legendary creature, Merfolk Wizard, for a blue and a white.
Oh, he already has Island?
He has Island Walk, statically. And for 1 and a white, he can give target Merfolk, including himself, protection from the color of your choice until end of turn.
Alright, so Tyler draws another island. It's a lot of islands that he's drawn this game.
Yeah.
He's got a Spreading Seas, a Simic Growth Chamber, which is great here. Oh, looks like he drew another Lord. So
he gets to play Lord.
He should
vial in the... Well, then that won't trigger the Mirror Reejerey.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So play Tidebinder Mage. That's a good one.
Lock down
your Thragtusk. Trigger Mirror Reejerey.
With the trigger on the stack, he should activate his Lord, though. Or
activate the vial, yeah, you're right. But he just may not have enough creatures to do anything with.
Right.
So he's going to take Kyle down to 18, swinging for 6.
Yep.
Like, to do all these crazy things with Mirror Reejerey, we're discussing he has to have enough creatures in his hand to make use of it.
Yep. So
it looks like he's just going to leave up the vial for the Harbinger in his hand, and if he doesn't need the Harbinger, he'll just put in the Lord.
Right. So I think he should just leave the Thragtusk exactly where it's at.
Yeah, do not bounce that.
Do not bounce it. Wait until Kyle starts to go off here, and then if he goes to attack, then you can just bounce it back to his hand.
What he could have done, though, is with the Mirror Reejerey trigger on the stack, like you said, activate vial,
exactly.
Put in the Lord, and then leave up the Harbinger.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, but this works. This is fine, too.
I think that would have been the better play.
Yeah,
it increases his clock by an additional turn, as it puts on an additional 2 points of damage.
It actually may not increase his clock by a turn, because if he gets to play multiple Lords, it's going to be just as fast as if he already had a Lord in play. It all just depends on what he draws. But yes, that was the more correct. That was the more correct play.
I was saying it gives him it increases the clock because it also puts 2 more power on the creatures that are already there. And it gives him 3 additional power on the board. Or no, 4 additional. Yeah.
He will have that power anyway, but he
could attack with it.
Kyle would be at 16 instead of 18.
Right. He actually would have just had lethal this next turn.
Which he still may if he draws a Lord.
Right.
Which is what I was saying.
Math is hard, everybody.
Merfolk has a lot of it.
Yeah.
Well, he gets to keep... Because now, actually, Tyler's going to get rewarded because he didn't do that play.
You're right. You are absolutely right. Foolish me, thinking
not playing around engineered explosives.
Right. I didn't play around the engineered explosives.
I mean, he's going to get to keep the Mirror Reejerey and then violin the Lord after Kyle cracks this. Which Kyle honestly probably should have just waited till Tyler's turn to crack it.
Yep. Oh, and it blows up the Spreading Seas.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it would have behooved Kyle to wait until Tyler's combat step to blow up that EE.
Yep.
Because now Tyler gets to violin the Lord, untap. Yeah, and now he's going to swing for 6 here. If he doesn't draw,
Looks like another Harbinger.
yeah, which this is fine. Like, all right, so swing for 6, take Kyle to 12.
Yep.
And then he gets to play.
Well, Kyle went back up to 20, I guess. I'm not sure from what.
The Radiant Fountain we missed.
Yep.
Okay, so.
All right, so I'll bring him down to 14.
And then Tyler gets to play Sig and leave up Harbinger, which is not a bad spot.
Does Harbinger have Flash already?
It has flash if you pay an additional
5 or something like that.
I think it's an additional 4. I might be wrong.
It's a lot of manas. I know that much.
Harbinger of the Tides has flash as long as you pay an additional 2. So it's 4 altogether. So that's pretty reasonable.
That's actually not that bad.
Yeah,
so he has access to 2.
Okay, what happened to Tidebinder Mage here?
It got destroyed by the engineer explosives.
Oh yeah, of course.
So Drag Test is going to come back down.
So it might be okay to bounce the Thragtusk at the end of Kyle's turn if Tyler. He probably can't. He can't present lethal. Never mind.
If he draws another Lord, he'll have it.
Yeah, but then he has to know he's drawing a Lord, which
he has to have a Lord and a Spreading Seas.
Yeah, but and then Kyle gets a Beast token. So
right, that's what I'm saying. He needs the Lord and the Spreading Seas,
which he's not going to draw 2 cards. So
you're right. It's actually impossible unless he cheats. Tyler's not the one to cheat. So.
I mean, he can draw 2 cards if he draws a Silver Gill at it, but that's not a Lord or a Spreading Seas.
That is neither of these things that are required.
That is
now, if he draws the Spreading Seas first, then he can draw the Lord.
Oh, all right.
So
we're figuring this out. We know how to play Merfolk.
I've only played it like maybe 20 or so times.
I've played it. Well, in pickup games, I've played it a lot. In events, I've played it twice, and both times was Legacy. And one of those times I got to splash white, except I had Tundras and Stoneforge Mystics.
That means you get Umazawa's Jitte.
Yeah, I did. But I played that in just blue, too.
Everybody plays a lot of islands.
Oh, yeah. In Legacy.
Yeah. Then you also get other cool stuff.
Sorry we keep bringing up Legacy on this modern stream, but, we're kind of enamored with the format.
Yeah, we kind of love it.
All right, so Kyle is
playing this prime time,
getting Simic Growth Chamber, and now he doesn't have Boros Garrison, so typically you see them get Boros Garrison in one of the 2 utility lands.
Right.
But it looks like he might just be getting Teleria West and Simic Growth
So
Chamber.
I saw a Hive Mind
Turf
in Kyle's hand.
So he might be setting that up.
I think he's on the Hive Mind plan.
Okay.
Just to kind of end this game.
Yeah, he needs to kill Tyler because he can only delay Tyler so much with this Thragtusk. Eventually Tyler's going to build up enough of a board to kill him, and Kyle probably doesn't have another engineered explosives to draw.
Exactly. So Kyle's like, I make 3 mana for whatever mana, have a lot of it because I have 2 Amulets of Vigor in play, which that's really where the deck wants to be. They want to be at the 2 Amulets of Vigor.
Right.
Especially now that they don't have the Summer Bloom.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle's got who knows how much mana. I think he's got 4. Transmute the Teleria West. Go get another Summoner's Pact. Summoner's Pact. Probably play Primeval Titan again.
Mm-hmm.
That'll allow him to do the
Boros Garrison Slayer Stronghold.
Oh, nope.
Just the Hive Mind. And then cast. And this is a repeat of game 1. Tyler extends the hand?
Yeah, so if Tyler had a Curse Catcher here, that would be great, but...
Yeah, because Kyle is actually tapped out. All right, so Kyle Wiegel, 4-0 on the night without Summer Bloom. He don't need it.
He don't need it.
You don't need it.
Also, apparently doesn't need to attack with Primeval Titan.
Like, ever. Did we see him kill once with Primeval Titan tonight?
Nope.
I don't think so, and we had him on stream
twice.
Okay. All right, we're going to bring it back into the booth. There's only...
Hey, everybody.
only 5 minutes left in the round. There might be another game going on, but we're not going to pull anybody into the future.
Right, it's
match
kind of
area.
late in this evening, so
we're gonna
wrapping up here soon.
We're gonna wrap it up here. Quick review: we've got our Child's Play events coming up, weekend of December 3rd. We've got an all-night Commander Marathon that Saturday night. We have a toy drive F&M that Friday. You can get into F&M free if you bring a new toy to donate. The toys will all go to the West Virginia University Children's Hospital, all the sick kids there. And that Saturday, we're having a Play for the Case modern event where it's a minimum $20 donation as an entry. And then if we have 8 players, the first place will get to pick any card from our case as their prize. If we have 12 players, the top 4 players will get to pick cards from our case as their prizes. And then 17 plus, the top 8. And then if we hit 50, the top 16 players will all get to choose cards from our case as their prize. And we have some, we don't have any like Black Lotuses. We don't have any power.
We don't have any power. We don't have any sweet duels.
But we have some masterpieces, some expeditions, wastelands, like
book promo Jace,
foil shocklands. We've got stuff.
Foil fetches.
Yeah,
some
foil
groves.
fetches, groves.
You want to get land stuff? We have some of the stuff for lands. We ain't got no moat, but
we don't have a moat. Maybe we could get a moat before then if it's in there. I mean,
we could get a Jace the Mind Sculptor.
Yeah,
couple of those.
Maybe 20 minutes before the event, somebody's going to trade in a Black Lotus. Probably not, but maybe.
That would be so sweet.
That would be so sweet. I mean, hopefully it'd be the day before. That way we could get more people to come for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, also, standard event tomorrow at noon. It is your final chance to qualify for our Players' Championship, which is next month on December the 10th.
Yep.